Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas, your source for Ford news, update, and information, including your Bronco information on a Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday yourself. And today's video, I want to talk about another build that we put together here at McArthur. We like our custom builds. We like to do fun stuff here to our stock vehicles. You know, it's just fun to do, right? And try different things out and see what people like. And we have another one that's new for this year that we're putting on the base Bronco. So behind me I do have our stock Broncos, which we do have a good selection in those. Let's kind of talk about this. And if you'd like to stay updated on Bronco information and everything, make sure you subscribe with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of these videos. So let's get this turned around and let's talk about this new package that we have. Now we do have, talk about some of the Broncos that we have in stock. You'll see pretty popular. We do have the Outer Banks. You know, those are nice. We have 3 of those in stock here. Body colored hardtop, you know, body colored fender flares, mirror caps, door handles, you know, running boards, the black grille. Those are nice. Those are a great vehicle. And these are totally off-road capable vehicles, right? Nothing wrong with those. But a lot of people kind of like this because they want that classic SUV look. And so they'll go up to the Outer Banks. Plus these have a lot of the tech and everything else you'd expect from a higher level SUV, but they kind of, you know, they're pretty expensive, right? They're pretty pricey. And then you have the Heritage Edition down here, which we have, again, very cool look, retro type of look, right? Standard Sasquatch, front rear locker, right? And all the great equipment, basically your Big Ben, mid-package type of equipment, plus the great look of it and the standard Sasquatch, right? So you're ready to go off-roading, but with that classic look, right? Well, we wanted to kind of replicate some of that without having to go too expensive. And I covered last week, we're on a 2-door. We were taking a 2-door base and putting a kind of a classic spin on that Baja Bronco. And I mentioned that this week, we were going to talk about another one we could put on the base Bronco. And technically, this package can be put on any Bronco. You do not have to do it. I wouldn't put it on the Outer Bank, or I wouldn't put it on the Heritage or a Strop, but any of the others, you could put this on a Big Ben, you could put it on an Outer Banks if you wanted. You can put it on any of the custom builds, or I mean factory vehicles if you want. It's just an exterior appearance, but it gives it a nice look. We felt like on the base Bronco, it really needed, the base Bronco kind of needs something. And when we added that coastal package several weeks ago we talked about, we thought, hey, wait a second, let's do something in-house that's something similar to that we could do to the base Bronco. So this is what we've come up with. Hopefully you guys do like this. Let's talk about this. We have 2 different versions of this. We do have more of a brushed classic look here, and we do have the black look here too. So we'll talk about those and bounce back and forth between these. They're pretty much, like I said, an appearance package on the outside, not really anything we do inside of the vehicle. Now, on our stock ones, we are putting these on a base Bronco. We're doing into the 4-doors, but if you'd like, we could order a 2-door for you and put it on a 2-door. Now, how we're ordering these from stock and what you'll see in our inventory, they are going to be a 4-door with automatic, 10-speed automatic. And again, if you want to order a 4-door with the manual transmission, we can make that happen. We have plenty of allocations and we wouldn't take too long to get that in. But this does have that. This does not have a rear locker. Base model, you cannot get a rear locker on a base anymore unless you go base Squatch and you get a Sasquatch package. But it is have 4 high, 4 low. You can still have a great 4-wheel drive system with the GOAT modes, including a mud ruts mode and a slippery mode, right? So you're gonna have those modes. So still pretty well equipped. And again, the dual 12-inch screens here as well on these vehicles. So, and cloth seats as well, pretty well equipped, power windows, locks, and mirrors. Again, really well equipped Bronco here. Now, something to point out that we noticed when we ordered these, that whoever ordered them probably weren't quite paying attention to this. That is, on a 2-door, when you get the 2-door, it comes standard with a hardtop. It also comes standard with the sound deadening headliner. Now, when you order we elected to go on these, we ordered the hardtop for the 4-door. So it's an upgrade. Cloth top is standard. Hardtop is an upgrade. This is the carbonized gray molded in hardtop. When you order that hardtop, it does not on the 4-door come with the sound deadening headliner. That is a standalone option. You'll want to make sure you upgrade for that. Well, Ford, if you can make that a standalone option, not part of a package, why can't we get a standard a standalone option for a rear locker? Just throwing that out there. Anyway, so there we go. That's how we're equipping these on the in-stock vehicles. Of course, then at that point, we gotta add the wheels. So the first thing that we do to these is we add these method wheels. They're a 17-inch wheel, so we do have this brushed kind of look right here with an option, or you can go with the black method wheels, again 17-inch wheel, and then they're wrapped in a BF Goodrich KO2 33-inch all-terrain tire on these. So because they're 33s, we don't have to remove the crash bar, especially if you're concerned about that. Crash bar stays there, and that helps protect you and the occupants and everything if you're getting an accident. Go any bigger on that tire, you're going to need to remove those crash bars. No rubbing here. They're 33s like you'd see on a Badlands type of equipment. You know, their tire is going to be a 33 as well. Not that this is Badlands equipment, I'm not saying that, but just in reference of tire size and everything. The other thing that we add on these is the wider fender flares. We like to call them the Sasquatch fender flares, but they are the high clearance fender flares, so they're wider, so that's also added to these right out the gate once we get the wheels and tires put on. And then at that point, we have some fun. Here's where we start getting fun. We add the graphics on this. Again, you can see we have the silver option or we have the black option. Now, if you're somebody that's like, well, Tim, I like the silver graphics, but I want the black wheels, no problem, we can make that happen. Again, we like to customize vehicles to your liking. And if you see something here that, hey, I like it, but I want this or this or this changed, not a problem, we can accommodate you easily. So the graphics, I do like this, a big two-tone side graphics down here. I'm going through my nice big thick one with the thinner one out around. So that looks really cool on this. They did a good job on both sides. And I like what they did on the back here. So check this out. They also put a smaller one on the back on each side. So going around the handle right there and then going over here, we do remove the bucky here and then put the graphic on and put that back on there. So that looks pretty sharp as well. And you are getting 5 tires in case you're wondering. So you're getting a spare as well in that same look too. So that's also something added to this. So pretty cool. Of course, once you put the wheels and tires on there, I didn't mention it, but you do get a speedometer recalibration, relocation for anything that needs to. It's not really a much higher, so we probably don't have to worry too much about, you know, cameras or anything like that, or the pre-collision assist or anything like that. But that's all done and taken care of on these builds. And then we also, with this here, we're adding window tint to this. So we have the full window tint, because on the base model, you get no privacy glass whatsoever. So this is full window tint, front, back, quarter windows, and back windows as well. So we include that too into this build. And to top it off, we do an appearance package, just like we did on the other. Oh, forgot the graphics up here too. Graphics there, and we also put the overlay on graphics on the front of the emblem too, the Bronco letters. So that's something else we add as well. And then of course we finished it out with an appearance protection, nano wax. Outside we do inside protect the any of the vinyl, carpet sealant, protect it as well, and then we cover that for 2 years. So after 2 years we can redo it and do a reapplication if we need to, even if you're not from here. We'll take care of the cost of that as well. So that's something you can do as well. So all this is kind of packaged together into one. I think retail on it is $9,000 on this one, a little cheaper than the Baja one. And on these, don't forget on these two, does include, we are not selling it at the retail price. Our goal on this, you can see on this in here, $53,070, but online, you're gonna buy that for $49,900. So we are making sure these are under $50,000 with the package on there. So we might have a retail price on that package, but we're definitely not selling it at a retail price. And of course, there's not much of a markup on the factory Bronco either. But there you go. And don't forget, when you get this, no matter what you purchase it from, you negotiate us down, whatever, you are also getting a trip to Bronco Off-Roadeo. We want to pay for your expenses to get to Bronco Off-Roadeo. And so when you purchase a Bronco from us, we will do that. So we will reimburse you back expenses. We're talking about, if you drive there, gas. If you hotel, flight if you need to fly there, a Turo or a rental if you need to do that, or an Uber, right? We're gonna take care of that up to $1,000 of your expenses. So when you're planning that trip, you know, try to keep it down. If you need to get a flight, you know, plan it in advance so you can get a really cheap flight, right, or whatever. And you get a hotel, there's some cheaper options around there. So Bronco Off-Roadeo will tell you what their hotels they're going with. but you can find some cheaper options out there near there and save yourself some money and make sure you can get there and back and do this trip in under $1,000. So we know some people that just went and they actually had a really expensive hotel and got it done for right at $1,000. So that's something to keep in mind. That's something we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to go to and to see how capable these are. The last customer that I talked to that went to and took us up on that offer, they were just floored because they got a Bronco and they were like, they really does show you the capabilities and what these things could do off-road, even without a rear locker. I want a rear locker, but there's so much these can do without a rear locker as well. So anyway, so there you go. That's the video. Let me know down below. I want you to know, tell me, are you a brushed or a black? Which one do you like best? Which one would you get if you had an unlimited budget and you were buying one? Which one would you get? And then also let us know what you think of this. We love the criticism, not the criticism. We like you to let us know what you think of these builds. We want to make them the best builds as we can, and we like your input. We need your input. We'd love to have your input, but keep it nice in the comments, right? Just like last week, you guys gave us some great input and some information and feedback for us on the Baja Bronco. We'd love to get that back on this as well. This is how we make our builds better and better, and that's why we're able to do some cool lightning bolts and some, some high boy Super Duties and such like that, is because of your guys' feedback. So I love getting that. So let us know down in the comments. We'd love to get that information. But other than that, thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys have a great Built Wild Wednesday yourself. And until the next video, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.